Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Nermeen Sheikh is in New York. But we're going to talk about what's happening in Illinois right now. 3 protesters were arrested for blocking the path of trucks leaving a Freeport, Illinois plant set for closure by Bain Capital. The protesters began the blockade earlier this month to stop the removal of equipment from their workplace. Workers at Sensata Technologies have set up a 3-week encampment called Bainport across the street from the plant to protest plans to close it and move it to China, taking 170 jobs with it. Sensata is owned by Bain Capital, the private equity firm co-founded by Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney. The workers say they plan to continue the blockades of trucks removing their equipment. Democracy Now! First spoke to the Sensata workers at the Republican National Convention in Tampa, Florida, where they unsuccessfully tried to meet up with Romney. Then we broadcast live from the workers' encampment, which they call Bainport, late last month on our 100-city tour. We spoke to one of the people who was just arrested now. She is 16-year-old Carrie Peniston.
I'm here because I'm supporting my mom and supporting everybody that works out at Sensata because, I mean, I really think it's a big issue and people support it, but they're like, should I jump out of my body and do something bold with the rest of the people, or should I just stay back? So I'm showing people that it is okay to let loose and do something different for once.
Why does it matter to you so much?
It matters to me because this is it's our source of income. When my mom loses her job, we're not gonna have money for Christmas. It's gonna be harder to get by. We're gonna be living on basically whatever she gets paid for the month, like those little checks for unemployment. That's what we're gonna be living off of. I mean, it's a great opportunity at the same time because she'll get the schooling, but the schooling really doesn't matter anymore. I mean, you can get a job anywhere and not have a degree. And I think my mom's good at what she does, and I don't think she deserves to lose her job.
What is the connection to Mitt Romney?
All I know is that he owns the company that owns my mom's work, and I mean, I think if he just maybe said, can we not send these people's jobs to China, maybe they would listen because, I mean, he is kind of famous. He's running for president. I mean, people look up to him, and maybe that would change their minds if he said something.
What would you want him to say?
I would want him to just say he's sorry because he's living the sweet life while we're sitting here trying to scramble through our thoughts and figure out what we're going to do in a month from now when she doesn't have a job. And maybe he should be put in our shoes and get to experience what that feels like.
Has your mom had this job ever since you were born?
Yes, I really don't remember her having any other job but working at, Sensata, but...
And before that it was Honeywell.
Yeah. So, I mean, and all of my family has worked there too, so it's crazy.
What do you think about her job going to China? What have you learned about China in school?
I think it's terrible. Not China, but I mean, I just think that her losing her job is terrible. It's a really bad feeling because I know when she loses her job, I'm going to have to help her. I mean, and I will help her because she's helped me through my life, so I owe it to her to help her as well. And as for China, I don't know. I think it could be a fun place, but not when they're taking your job.
That was 16-year-old Carrie Peniston, who was one of those arrested for blocking the path of trucks leaving the Freeport, Illinois Sensata factory, which is set for closure by its owner, Bain Capital. Carrie was arrested on Monday, as was Debbie Kemple, a supporter from Pearl City, Illinois. I also spoke to her when we visited Bainport. She was arrested on Monday as well.
I am here because people that have their livelihoods, they've raised their families, they've worked at their jobs, put in long hours and hard hours, they're losing them to communist China. And Romney, he benefits from Bain Capital. He doesn't seem to think that there's any correlation at all, and I just believe in their cause. I feel bad.
So you live around here?
I live about a half an hour west of here. Mm-hmm.
And how did you hear about what was happening at the plant?
Actually, my son works for a group that was up here helping them, and he's the one that called me and said, Mom, you can come out. We got petitions that you could have people sign, and so I've been kind of involved since the end of June.
So what will it mean for the community when this plant shuts down?
Well, I'm really afraid of that because it's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect people in Pearl City and towns south and north and west and east. And if these people are unemployed, they aren't going to be able to do all the shopping that they've always been able to do, and they won't be able to go to movies, and they won't be able to do just maybe the extra stuff that they are used to doing, and that's going to affect the other businesses in this town. And it's the unemployment is already so high in this town, and the crime rate, and this town is, 27,000. I don't know what the crime rate is, but it's not good. There's a lot of unemployment, and if other people are losing their jobs, it's not going to get any better. So it's really sad.
That was Debbie Kempel, one of the 3 protesters arrested for blocking the path of trucks leaving a Freeport, Illinois Sensata factory, which is set up for closure by its owner, Bain Capital. It's a remarkable scene there in Freeport and the fairgrounds across the street from the factory. To see our full hour broadcasting from what the workers are calling Bainport, this encampment across the street, you can go to our website at democracynow.org.